How high were you to consume that pepperoni crisp chicken curry sourdough sandwich? And you was on a promise that you could bury the pink tent peg. What's the income like from your videos? Are any sponsors interested? Which other wild campers or hikers do you subscribe to on YouTube? What's the most underrated piece of kit you carry? But I used to love his sort of multi-day trips, so I'd love to go on a long distance hike with him. Yeah. They were proper rowing, shouting at each other, and it were going on all night. Someone put in the comments, you need to watch Bloke Outdoors videos. So I checked some of them out, and he's a bit too crazy for me, that guy. That way I don't get bored of it. I don't want to get sick to death of it, if you know what I mean. Like a big bouncing bomb. Yes people, welcome back to another video. So I'm currently in Bradford, but I'm heading to Wales, more specifically Llanberis, because I fancy spending a couple nights in Snowdonia. The weather's absolutely stunning. That's a better sunset than I've had in my last 5 camps. Quick pit stop at Mackey's for a latte or something. Oh, busy in there. I went in instead of going through drive-through because I thought it was going to be quicker because there's loads of cars queuing, but it took forever that. Right, toffee latte, let's get out of here. Back on road after that little pit stop. We've got 1 hour and 29 minutes, 83 miles to go. Right then, so I'm all parked up. I'm just at a road next to Llyn Padarn. Excuse the pronunciation. Just like when I went to Scotland, it's going to be the same in Wales. I ain't got a clue how to pronounce these names, so I'm probably going to butcher most of them. So I'm just going to get back at car setup, and then I'll show you where I'm going to be sleeping tonight. Well, this is the Volvo from the outside. You'd never know that someone could be keeping it back of there. But if we crack it open... Boom! Check that out. Obviously I've got nowhere to store my gear at the moment. I am going to build a little platform about this high and then get some tubs that I can put under it, and then I can have my bed frame just sort of resting on top of this right up to the wall, and then I'll have all this free space then, and then I can have my power station underneath the frame. And obviously it might take a while for me to get used to sort of filming in here, especially with lights and that. I'll show you these lights anyway. So the lights are not even permanently attached. I've just wrapped them around the handle grips, tucked them under there, tucked them on there, and around there. So they're not permanently installed yet. I'm going to do a neater job at some point. And then I'm just at the moment powering them from a power bank. Obviously next time, when I've got my frame, I'll wire them up to my power station. And then if I want to get funky with it, I can change out colours. You know what I mean? Get a nice little warm ambient light going. So I've decided, instead of incorporating all the clips that I filmed tonight into tomorrow's wild camping video, I'm actually going to do a Q&A. But you'll already know that because you'll have seen by the title. But first things first, I'm going to see what Llanberis has to offer to fill my belly, because I am starving. I did plan on cooking something, but I can't be arsed, to be honest. But it's only like an 8-minute walk from where I've parked up into sort of main street that runs through Llanberis. So hopefully we'll find some good scran. Yeah, I'm sold already with this one. Well, cash is king round here. No card payments. They don't do delivery and they don't do card payments in there. But someone just told me that there's a spa up here, which I've been to before, because I actually parked outside it last time I came to Llanberis. So when I did Snowdon last June, I couldn't find a parking spot anywhere. It was a scorching hot day. It was a Saturday as well. And I ended up parking just here, straight outside Spa, banging centre of Llanberis. So I've got my dough out cash machine. Let's go see what this Chinese has to offer. Thank you. Hi, could I have the salt and pepper special and a small sweet and sour sauce, please? Thank you very much. Right, I've got my scran. Is that the world's smallest wheelie bin or what? Anyway, I've got my scran, slung it in my backpack. Let's get back to this car rapid. -2 on temperature now. I need to remember to put my windscreen cover on. I've got a foil thing to go over the top. Hopefully stop it freezing. See, when I first came on here, I seen this sign and I seen the double yellows, but they disappear where I've parked. Buzzing. Get them lights on. Oh yes. Right then, let's see what this scran's all about. Smells nice, I can tell you that. Fortune cookie. So I got a small pot of sweet and sour sauce and a salt and pepper special, and it were only £7. So let's have a look. Quite a bit of grease, not gonna lie. You ready? Boom. Oh my days. For £7, that is an absolute scran. What a bargain that is. But I have just realised I've got no weapons to eat it with, so I'm going to have to draw for a good old titanium spork. So let's bang open this sweet and sour sauce. It smells decent. I like that. Right, so where's my spork gone now? There it is. First things first, if you can't make a good chip, you shouldn't be open really. So we'll test that. Decent, I like it. You can taste the salt and pepper on it. Yeah man, I like that. So we got some salt and pepper spare ribs, whatever they're called, salt and pepper ribs. Looks like there's plenty of meat on them, because they can be a bit hit and miss, can't they really? So let's have a go at that. So it just pulls straight off at bone. Has this turned into a bloody food review? I think it might have done. That's when you know it's a good rib, because you can just take every bit of meat off. No gristle. So I think these are salt and pepper shredded chicken, and then that one is the shredded beef. Chicken, a little dip in sweet and sour. On point is that. You gotta have the right blend with the sweet and sour. Some places it's just too sour, but this seems alright, you know. Can't believe the price of this. So this was £7, that was like £1.20, so £8.20. Big scran. I'm gonna hold off eating all these chilies though, to be honest. I've got to climb a mountain tomorrow. Shit could get dangerous. So last thing to try before I turn camera off and get all this scrammed is these salt and pepper chicken wings, and they look really crispy. Yeah man, really nice. Yeah, do you know what? I really rate that, especially for the price. You cannot go wrong. So if you're ever in Lamberris and you fancy a Chinese, get you sent to Lamberris Chinese takeaway. Not sponsored yet. Right, I'm going to get all this scranned and then we'll come back and go through that Q&A. Well, that's not good at all, is it? Oh no, I've managed that. Just knocked it off of there. So there's just one last thing to do before I go through these questions. I'm going to pump my air mat. So I'm actually using the Trekology UL80. Now, I used to have one of these when I first started camping. It was the first mat that I actually bought. But it started letting me down, it started failing, so I just contacted them and they sent me a replacement. So happy days for that. Obviously I don't really use it while I'm actually wild camping, but it'll certainly do the job in here. I've got a foil mat down as well, and I've actually brought with me a DD under blanket, so I'm going to chuck that on top of this as well, just for a bit more comfort really. So I reckon I'm going to have a good sleep tonight. And then I've got my Snug Pack winter sleeping bag. It's a synthetic one, weighs a ton, like a big bouncing bomb, massive. Right then, so Q&A time. So I asked on my YouTube account and on Instagram for you to put forward your questions for a Q&A. Now, I'm probably not going to go through them all because there was quite a lot and I don't want this video to drag out too long. So I'll just try go through as many as I can, the best I can. Let's have a look. Good job we've got signal. All Weather Rider M, these are all on YouTube, says, what do you do for a living and what's your dream job? So what do I do for a living? I'm a van driver and it's for a supermarket. Let's not go any further than that. But I really enjoy the job. It's proper chilling, good job. Everyone that I work with is all sound, so I don't plan on leaving that anytime soon. And what's your dream job? Well, I guess this would be my dream job. Getting paid for this, travelling about, doing what I love. But I do actually like my driving job as well. So there, that's your answer. Phil Ward, 2 questions, Liam. Cheeky. Only joking. Number 1, any equipment goals this year? You seem to be getting towards a perfect kit. Number 2, how come you are so good at the artistic part of your videos? Are you trained? Well, to answer question 1, any equipment goals this year? I think because I want to start bagging them Wainwrights and getting some good mileage in once it starts getting warmer and the daylight hours are lasting longer, I really want to nail down a lighter kit so that I'm not carrying so much crap. If I bring a lighter kit, I'm probably going to do more miles and it won't take its toll so much on the body, so like my knees, etc. So maybe try get a DCF tent or something. Any companies out there, hook me up. But yeah, probably just try work on my light gear. Obviously in winter it's a different ball game. I just take everything because you need to stay warm. So I don't compromise. And how come you are so good at the artistic part of your videos? Are you trained? I'm not trained. So my first video on YouTube was actually the first proper video that I ever made, and it was my first ever wild camp as well. So go back to the start channel and you'll see that. It's actually shocking. But you just get better over time. Every video that you do, just try to get better at something and then eventually they'll get better. They're still not great, personally, when I watch them, but they're getting there. They're getting there. Right. So thank you for your question. Trooper Wolfie, Liam, what's the strangest thing that's happened or you've witnessed while wild camping? Strangest thing that's happened? Nothing too strange, really. I remember the first time I heard the stags. I were at Angletarn in Lake District and they kept me up all night. They were proper rowing, shouting at each other, and it was going on all night. At one point I had to get out of the tent and start shouting myself because I just couldn't get to sleep. But that was strange because I wasn't even sure what it was at first. I'd never heard one before. So that's that. But strange, never know ghosts or all like that. I don't believe in all like that anyway. So Gail Rogers 3046. Hi Liam. What or who inspired you to get into wild camping and to start your YouTube channel? Can't wait to see you get out of the clag for some well-deserved views. Looking forward to your witty wet wanderings 2024. Thank you. No, thank you, Gail. So who or what inspired me to get into wild camping? I'm not actually sure what inspired me, to be honest. I've always gone camping from a kid. My dad used to take me to his local woodland. He used to have a fire and that. And then same with me and my pals. We used to go once or twice a year. Same again to woodland, the same woodland that I used to go with my dad to. I've actually done a camp there, a couple of camps there on channel. But I didn't actually know about hiking. I didn't even know what the Lake District was. The Lake District, the Peak District. And then maybe a couple of years ago, I started hearing about them. I heard about Scarfell Pike, the highest mountain. And then I went onto YouTube and I started searching what kit you need and that to get out into mountains. And that's when I found Paul Messner's channel. And I watched my first ever YouTube video. And I think it was him doing like a gear load out.
Today we're going to have a look at how I get all of my camping gear into this little fellow, the Osprey Exos 48.
And packing it all into his rucksack, and I thought, yeah, as if people film this sort of stuff. But I learned a lot from that, and I guess that's sort of what got me started. So I'd say my dad inspired me because he was the one that took me camping first, and the first video that I watched was Paul Messner. So Charlotte Walker 6854, love the reggae rhythms in your videos. Do you compose the music yourself? I actually do. So unless you get a little clip from radio or whatever for 3 seconds, every bit of music that you hear on the channel, I've produced myself. So once again, I thank my dad for that, because he was the one that taught me how to play instruments and that, play guitar, play drums, all that sort of stuff. And then do producing on the software. So yeah, all the music is original. and I'll keep it that way as well. Thank you for your question. Mr. Sea Dog, good name, has put also, so that makes me think he's asked another question at some point. Also, what's the charging pack you use to keep everything powered? Keep the vids coming, mate. So the power bank that I use is an Anker 337, I think it's called. It's a 26,800 milliamp hour power bank. So it charges your phone at least 10 times. Rich Texas 4431. How do you overcome the fear of camping out overnight? What mindset does it require? So how do I overcome the fear? I guess to overcome the fear, you've got to have fear, and I don't really have fear from camping. Obviously, the first night I were a bit wary. Senses are on overload, especially because I were in a woodland. But once you get used to the noises and that, it's all good. But if you have got a fear of camping overnight, then I'd say get a mate to come with you for the first one. And then maybe go there a few times to that same location. And then when you do your first solo camp, go back to that same location. Make sure it's not too far away. If you do start shitting yourself, then at least you can just bail out then. There's no shame in going home. Don't worry about it. Craig Middleton, 9373. How long did you plan to video your first wild camp? Did you scout locations first? So similar to last question, my first ever wild camp was done in a woods that I'd been to before, been to many times. It's not too far from my house. I knew the basic area and I knew how to get out of there if I had to. Yorkshire Boy Outdoors Extra. Organise a camp with your old man and broskit this summer, pal. Was some wholesome content. So last summer I did a wild camp with my dad and my little brother Miles, my youngest brother. I've actually got two brothers, so it'd be nice to get the two brothers and my dad out for a camp. We'll see, I'll have to ask them. M Powers 1895. What's your favourite foods for a night's camping? Favourite foods? Gotta be steak, innit? I'll just say steak. What goes with that steak, I don't know, but we'll just say steak. Switched it up with a bit of purple. Right, anyway, where were I? We're getting distracted then. Sam Midford, sorry if I said your name wrong. He's asked quite a few questions, this guy, or this lass. It's called Sam anyway, can't really see the picture. Who would your dream camp be with? Dream camp? Probably should have thought about these questions and read them first. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Bo HILLEBERG or Petra HILLEBERG, so I can spend all night asking them for a free tent. Namach 2 GT. Cheers, mate. Do you ever see much wildlife out on your own? Not really. Odd deer and that. Plenty of sheep. How do you plan and navigate your routes? I.e., do you use a paper map or app and plan for the weather and conditions? And do you have a backup plan if it's too bonkers? Maybe not after Penny Gent. Wow! So how do I plan my routes? I usually just pick a mountain that I want to go to, have a look on my footpath app, plot a little route out. I might go on something like All Trails and try search to see if there's any like popular routes, just to make sure the path that I'm actually plotting is not some gnarly unknown path. Then yeah, I just go for it then. I don't use a paper map or compass. I never have done. I don't know how to use one. I probably should learn because it'd be a good skill to have, but I just use phone really. And then I also have another phone. Whoa, you've gone. Come back. I also have another phone in my on bag, what I use to power my drone. So that's a backup. So if I was to drop this and break it, then I've got the same app installed on that phone as well. So it's a little backup. And I always have my power banks, so I should be fine for battery. And do you have a backup plan? Yeah, usually. Like, I wouldn't have gone up Penny Gent if I'd have never been up Penny Gent before, knowing that there were those conditions. I went there for that wild camp with all intents and purposes of camping in a storm, in high winds. So I packed the right pegs, I packed the right gear, I had the right tent, and I knew that I did have that wall to get a bit of shelter behind. So Nathan Atten, sorry if I'm butchering these names, man. I hate it when I've got to read the names out, but I like to obviously mention you if you've gone out of your way to ask a question. Anyway, where do you like to leave your motor? I worry when a car park says no overnight parking, but I tend to risk it anyway. Are you happy ditching it in a lay-by, etc.? It's the only thing that plays on my mind through the night when I'm out. Cheers. I think it don't really bother me where I leave it, as long as it's in a place that it's allowed to be. There has been times where I've parked at like the Derwent car park near, I think it's near Ladybower, and it says no overnight parking, and I just left it there and I've not got a ticket. I've done that twice. The first time I did it by accident because I didn't realise you couldn't leave it overnight, and I didn't get a ticket. So the second time I went, I just risked it again. Probably shouldn't do that though. But yeah, I'm happy just leaving it in laybys. I'm from Bradford, mate. My car's probably safer in a lay-by than it is outside my house, let's be honest. The Ryan Griggs, I like that name. What's the most underrated piece of kit you carry? Underrated. I'd say a new addition to the kit, I don't know if it's in shot, I think it just is this Z-Lite mat. That is an underrated bit of kit. Not a lot of people carry an extra mat, but you can just whack that out, lay it down straight in your tent. As soon as you get there, you can just sit on it, get your son off the cold, and it's a good backup for if your air mat were to fail. So I'd say underrated bit of kit is probably that Z-Lite. Not even a real Z-Lite. Fake Alibaba shit. Mr. Sea Dog, have you thought about heading abroad? If so, where is on the bucket list for wild camping? I don't have any particular places on the bucket list, but I do want to head abroad. Hopefully this year. I actually need to update my passport because it's not even in date. So once I get that done, I might have to start planning a little adventure. It won't be out too crazy. I'll probably just book a last minute flight somewhere cheap and just go hike and camp. See what happens. It'll make a good video, won't it? The Kiwi Graham 479. I'm actually curious about your choice in tripod selfie stick for your GoPro. Ulanzi tripod. I'm going to try find it now on Google for you. It's a Ulanzi MT44. That's my main tripod that I use, and it extends to like 146 centimeters, so you can get them proper long sort of selfie shots. It's decent. So Christopher Weffing or Weefing 2369, sorry bro, messing your name up. 2 questions. Cheeky. He's actually said cheeky in brackets. Good lad. Wild camping is more or less forbidden in England. How do you deal with the feeling that you are doing something that could get you into bother? I'm not that arsed, to be honest. If I did get into bother, then I'd just have to deal with it. It's one of them, innit? What can you do? What was it that made you pick up the camera and start filming your trips, and how did you deal with the thought, if you had it, that no one is going to watch these films because there are much better ones out there, in brackets, which they aren't, by the way. The only camping trip YouTuber is on the same level as you is Shug. The rest get boring very quickly. Oh, the rest get very boring very quickly. I reckon this episode's getting very boring very quickly because it's probably going on for a long time. So unless you're a regular, you've probably tuned out by now. So 2 questions there, weren't there? So yeah, I'm not bothered about it being forbidden. I'll just camp anywhere, me. It is what it is. And what made you pick up a camera? I guess because I was going for my first wild camp, I sort of wanted something to do to keep my mind occupied. It just keeps you busy while you're out, and I enjoy filming. And I didn't really think about whether other people would enjoy watching them or not. I just sort of did it for myself, really, because I enjoyed making it and I enjoy editing them. So as long as I continue to enjoy filming it and editing it, I'll keep going. And I've not actually heard of Shug Knight from Death Row. I might go check him out. The rest get very boring very quickly. I like that. I can't say this name. Ivorotta. Because it's a YouTube username, it's all in one, so I don't know where words are split up. Ivorotta 7181. You know who you are. Got any multi-day trips planned this year? Multi-day trips? If you mean like a certain trail, then no, not really, like a long distance trail. A lot of my trips are multi-day trips because I tend to go for more than one night every time I go. Because when I'm working for so many days in a row, I get quite a few days off then, so it's worth going for more than one night, if that makes sense. So I guess they are multi-day trips. So I've got trips to Scotland planned, more trips to Wales planned, etc. Pierre Ferrugia, very exotic name. How do you build up your camping experience to face 50 miles per hour winds on top of a mountain? I don't really know, to be honest. I guess to build up the camping experience, you've just got to go do it. But make sure you have the right kit first. Safety first and all that. Pierre Malta. From Malta, that guy. Fair play. Chris ER 93 9337 says, which YouTuber would you like to do a camp with and why? Out of Hayes Outdoors, Bloke Outdoors, or Bushman and Blue? Tough question. I used to watch a lot of Hayes videos. I don't think I've seen any for a while. I'm sure he'll be still putting them out there and that, but I used to love his sort of multi-day trips, so I'd love to go on a long-distance hike with him. I don't think I'd better keep up with him though, because he can put some miles in. Bloke Outdoors, I actually got introduced to his videos after I did my stealth camping or roundabout camping at the Chain Bar Roundabout. Someone put in the comments, you need to watch Bloke Outdoors videos. So I checked some of them out, and he's a bit too crazy for me, that guy. In a good way, though. Camping behind sets of bins and that, but funny channel. I need to watch some more of them, actually. And Bushman and Blue, I guess you learn a lot from Bushman, because he's done some pretty extreme camping. I've watched his, like, snowstorm camping videos and that. So, any of them, really, I don't know. Sitting up fence a bit there, aren't I? But yeah, any of them lot. Michael Williams, great videos. What camera do you use? So I'm filming on a GoPro 11 90% of the time, and then I just do the odd bits of like B-roll and sort of close-up shots with the iPhone, more in like sort of low light areas, because the iPhone's better for that. But for majority of the time, it's just GoPro 11. I might get a 12 at some point, so that I've got 2 GoPros, but I'm in no rush for that. I've got other stuff that I need to buy before thinking about that. Steve Copeland, 9170. Have you ever thought with wild camping, I think I've bitten a bit too much off on this one? Not really, no. Not yet, anyway. I might be thinking that tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Then again, last week when I was going up Dollywagon, halfway up that, I thought, what am I doing? I was losing daylight. I was really struggling for some reason. I just think I was carrying too much stuff. And because I'd done Skiddaw the day before and done quite a lot of miles that morning before I'd even started that hike from the second day, yeah, I was just knackered. Peter Gatty, 1975. Where's the best place you have wild camped and why? Probably, I had a good camp on Great Gable once, which I really enjoyed. It was really sunny, good weather. I loved my camp up Scarfell, not Scarfell Pike, Scarfell, just because I did the Lord's Rake. I don't know, there's too many. Scotland, I loved Scotland. Every camp that I did in Scotland, apart from the midges. That's why I'm going to try go back this year before the midges come out to play. Olan. If you had the choice of going on a date with a really fit bird, in brackets, 8 out of 10 and above, and you was on a promise that you could bury the pink tent peg, or owning a new black label HILLEBERG of choice, which would you choose? Namaj GT, gotta be on it. Namaj 2 GT, maybe. And then I'll get this bird anyway because I've got a HILLEBERG. Namaj 2 GT in red. Wagon FM, when are you going to live stream an adventure? I'm not sure, because I like to keep the locations a surprise. I suppose I could just do a live stream in tent one time, like a Q&A, something. I could do a live Q&A. So yeah, I'll think about it. User UZ8TU3OZ7N. How many Wainwrights have you bagged up to now? Which other wild campers or hikers do you subscribe to on YouTube? So Wainwrights, let's have a look. I have done 46. So that's not bad to say. It'll be 2 years in June or July coming up that I did my first ever Wainwright, and that was Scarfell Pike. And then I didn't do another one for months after that. So in like a year and a couple months, I've done 45 of those 46. If I haven't been up Scarfell Pike 6 times or something, and Great Gable 3 times, and I seem to do a lot of them more than once. But I'm doing all right. 46 out of 214, so that's 21%. I'm in no rush, but I do want to get them done eventually. What was the other question? Which other wild campers do you subscribe to on YouTube? I'm subscribed to quite a lot, but I find myself not watching that many anymore, because when you're working all the time and you're working on your own videos, and I don't know, it's just time. It's time to watch stuff, and I like watching other stuff on YouTube, not just camping. That way I don't get bored of it. I don't want to get sick to death of it, if you know what I mean. So I just film my videos. I keep up with the regulars, so I like to watch Solo Summer Tier, because just great informative videos. Same with Andy Beavers. I'll watch Paul Messner's videos just because I've always watched them. And then every now and then I'll just watch random other channels. There's probably loads that I do watch and I've not mentioned, so sorry about that. But yeah, Andy Beavers, because I like to learn off these guys. Solo Summer Tier and all that lot. And Paul Messner. So Pierre, Oh, Pierre's back with another question. What camera and mic do you use in very strong winds? Cameras, GoPro. I don't use any microphones. I did go down the old microphone route when I used to film on my phone, but I just can't be bothered with it. I just use the GoPro mic with the wind slayer on, like the wind muff, and then I make sure I export all the audio and I do the processing on the audio, so compression, EQ, limiter, all that sort of stuff, get it sounding good, DSs and all that lot. As good as you can with a GoPro mic anyway. But I can't be dealing with external mics, not yet. I just want to keep it simple. Thomas Macias, 5032. When are you coming to California to camp in Yosemite National Park? Much respect, brother. Peace and blessings. When I can afford to go to California to camp, I'd love to go to California. That'd be next level. Abda Huraria, 785. Sorry about the name. How are you, brother? All good, my brother. Hope you are as well. VDU Blupo. Have you ate yellow snow? Not for a while. Andy Smith, 3730. Do you ever get challenged for camping in the wild? Not as of yet. Matt Hooper, 2102. What would you rather be, or a wasp? Very funny. William McManus, 3671. Can you give some advice on gloves for winter, wet and dry options? I need some advice. So if you know about gloves, anyone watching this, let me know in comments. I recently bought, I'm not sure where they are, I bought some sealskin gloves. I've got a feeling they're not genuine. I'm an eBay kind of guy, me, and for stuff like gloves, I shouldn't have been on there. But I was shopping about for them, and then they came up on my eBay like a few days later, because I was looking on like Amazon and just on Google, and the price was really good. I looked at the reviews, they were all right, and I bought them. And I'm not sure, I don't know where they are. Wish I could show you them. I have got them, they're probably packed with all my gear. But yeah, just the stitching and that looks a bit suspect. I'm not 100% sure if they're genuine. I sent the seller a message and they've not replied, so yeah, they're probably fake. So I need some advice on gloves, really. I just take loads. I've got some regattas with some thermal linings. I've got some rab gloves, and I bought some liners from Decathlon to put inside them. I've got my rab sort of mittens that sort of fold over, so you've got fingerless gloves on the inside, and then I've got them sealskin, so I just take as many as I can. And I've got some down gloves as well in my pack, so that's my gloves. Robin in the Hood, thick or runny gravy, it's got to be right. I once watched a KFC documentary and they said a chip has got to be able to just stand up in their gravy, so that's good consistency. RGC 9125. What's the income like from your videos? Are any sponsors interested? Hey up, tax man. Income's not bad. I guess I'm making profit, but with the amount of diesel that I spend and the amount of gear that I'm buying at the moment still, you know, it is what it is. Pretty sure I won't be leaving my job anytime soon. But it is starting to pick up, especially this year. XB5P, any other tents you're looking at? So I mentioned that I want to get like a lightweight sort of DCF tent, a Cuban fibre, whatever it's called, and then maybe another winter tent next year, or at end of this year for next winter, if you know what I'm saying. Matt Osborne, 5475. Hey up, mate, keep them good videos coming. Loving the shit weather camping ones, and that pillow in your picture don't look good enough for you, so send it my way. Jokes aside, what is the pillow you got? Looks well comfy. So it's not on about this pillow, it's on about the pillow that I use in my camping videos. That is the Flextail pillow. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's the Flextail Zero pillow. So it'll probably be in the description, a link for you to check out. So go have a look at that. Vaughan, Vaughan, I don't know. I'm so crap at reading names. 8446. Any chance you'll do a camp in Wales? Wee. Well, I guess I'm camping in Wales right now. Or I will be tonight. It's a car camp, but it's a camp. And I will be camping tomorrow as well. Tina Gooner Girl, 7129. Little Creature Comforts. Why doesn't anyone bring a hot water bottle? I have brought one. It's a little one, but it's a hot water bottle. I've not had to use it yet because I'm actually quite warm. Can you believe it's like -3 outside and I'm only in a little base layer? That's these Volvos, mate. Got good insulation, and I've got these on windows and that. A little bit damp, that actually. Bit of condensation. I might have to pop a window in a minute. But yeah, hot water bottle. I've brought one. I'm going to take it with me tomorrow, so I need to remember to pack it. Richard Wright, if you could go for a camp anywhere in the world, all expenses paid for, where would you go? I'm not sure. I guess the obvious answer is to say Everest Base Camp. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. It'd have to just be somewhere epic. Somewhere like once in a lifetime sort of thing. So I'd definitely have to think about that. Jay, what do you do for a living? Delivery driver. VDU Bloke, I'm sure he's already asked a question. Space Raiders or Transformers? Probably toughest question so far to answer. Space Raiders are decent and beefy ones, but Transformers you get to have a little play with thingy, don't you? Don't they have them little wheels that you can go on thing? I don't know. I'll say beefy Space Raiders. They're good with a pot noodle then. Andy McGee 4, are you from Pudsey? No, not too far away though. That's Leeds, innit, Pudsey? I'm from Bradford. Stephen Bell 8815, what about some bivvying? I don't actually own a bivvy. I bought a cheap one once to sort of keep the condensation off my sleeping bag, but I've never used it and I wouldn't rely on it to use it on its own. I need to buy one. I guess I'll just buy like an Alp kit, Hunker Bivvy XL or something. That seems to be a common one. Don't know. I like to have all my kit within reach and spread out and that. Maybe one day I'll have a look. Right, I'm going to move on from the YouTube questions now. I'm going to go over to Instagram. I've got quite a few on Instagram and I bet this video's going on for quite a while. And I need to go to bed soon as well. 20 to 11. Up at crack of dawn, mate. And it's -3. -3. Snow expected to stop in 26 minutes. I didn't even know it was snowing. Springheeled.g. Will you drive, hike, climb, or do a camp on SOULO? What inspires you to wild camp? Inspiration-wise, I'm not sure. I just like to keep the videos coming. I love the actual filming of it as much as I do like the camping. I like just making videos, getting creative, editing it, putting it out for you guys, reading the comments. I don't always have time to reply to the comments if I'm at work that week that the video comes out. So usually when I'm doing a wild camp, I'll go through the comments and try to reply to as many as I can. Teddy Barrow, any paranormal experiences of weird stuff happen while out or ever in life? Nah, I don't really believe in all that paranormal sort of stuff. But I don't know. Maybe it will one day and then I will believe in it. Scott Outdoors 88. Everyone has their reasons for the great outdoors. What are yours? Love the channel. I just like the thought of being out and about. It's good exercise. I like the gear. I like looking at gear. I like planning what gear I'm going to take. I like packing my bags. It's weird. But yeah, it's just fun. And it's something to look forward to while you're at work and that. And it's just something that keeps you busy. It just keeps me busy. Brendan acting DJ. So is he an actor and a DJ? Or is he acting as a DJ? I don't know. Is the OEX Bobcat 1 any good? I've never actually owned any OEX gear, I don't think. Clothing or tents or sleeping bags. I'm not sure. But yeah, I guess it's a decent tent. I've seen it on a few videos. But I can't really say because I've never used it myself. Jake's Journey, mate. Oh, as if I didn't mention his channel. I do watch his channel. When you asked what channels do I watch Jake's Journey, mate, and I watch Girl Outdoors. Great channels, them. Proper get up to some epic adventures, them. How do you get your beard so fine, he said. It's probably not looking fine right now. I don't know. I just leave it long. Cut it every now and then when I can be asked. What a shit answer. But yeah. I guess it makes up for being bald, doesn't it? That's why. Got to grow a nice beard instead. Matt94. How do you know how to properly guy the tent out? I feel I'm just putting them in random. So, I know with the SOULO, I've watched videos on how to guy it out properly. But what you want to be doing in general is extending the guy line as long as possible. And then pegging it and just make sure you're getting it in the right angle. Just watch some videos on YouTube and you'll learn. And just get that pegging good and proper and you'll be right. Top 5 camping items. So my top 5 items based on winter would have to be Rabascent 900 sleeping bag, Thermarest Neoair X-Lite sleeping pad, my HILLEBERG SOULO tent, my Berghaus Panamax rucksack, 70 litres, mate. That is a big boy. And my Soto Windmaster stove. They're my top 5 items for winter. Or just for anything. Rich Tard 690. Rich Tard. What is the best hike to do in the UK? I've not done many hikes, mate, so I'm not sure, to be honest. I'll just say it coast to coast, even though I've never done it, just so you've got an answer. DM92. How high were you to consume that pepperoni crisp chicken curry sourdough sandwich? When did I consume that? Was that in Scotland? I think it was. I think I was running around getting ingredients together that I had left in my car, and I just had to pack what I could and make some weird sandwich out of it. I know I wasn't high. I don't blaze weed anymore. I used to though, daily, but I don't anymore. Mrs. Kipling, 55. What made you start doing videos? I've said it already. Just something to do really while I was camping. JP Maloney, sunrise or sunset? I think a sunrise, because when you wake up in the morning, I guess you don't really know what you're going to get sometimes. So for the sunset, you can sort of gauge during the evening whether you're going to get a sunset or not. Whereas in the morning, it can just be potluck sometimes. So I'd say sunrise, just for the surprise element. Tim Glenn 7, will you do any wild camps in Lancashire, Bowland, etc.? Yeah, I guess I'll have a look. If you've got any specific places, let me know in comments and I'll look into it. Maxi15, hey, you alright, bro? He works where I work. I want to see you camping abroad, lad. You will. So do I. And you will. Walk with Keith. Are you thinking of organising any group hikes in the future? As I reckon it'd be wicked to hang out. It's something I've thought of, but I don't know. I'm quite a shy person, really. I'm not. If obviously when I get to know people, I'm not. But just the thought of going with a load of people that sort of know me. Well, not know me, but see me, but I won't really know them. I don't know. Maybe. I guess it would be fun, but we'll see. Maybe if I get sort of a community together, like a Patreon or something, where it's sort of a smaller group of people that I can actually chat to, then maybe I'll sort something out. ST Outdoors 1892, favourite camp up to now and why? I've sort of said this already, I think, with my Scotland and wherever. Mike Saunders 11, plans for any more bike packing? Yeah, probably. Well, he said plans, so no, I don't have no plans, but I do plan to make some plans for some bike packing, because I really enjoy that as well. And obviously I've been sent a few bikes and that, so I want to get back out on them, have a good laugh. When I did that Liverpool to Leeds following the canal, when I was bike packing that, cycling that, I got quite a lot of my subscribers from that one video, so I guess I need to do a bit more bike packing. Chris Dillon, 3388. Have you looked at through hikes, wild camps abroad? Slovakia looks epic and it's on my radar. I've never even thought about Slovakia, but I'll have to look into it. Because yeah, that does sound pretty epic. Scott Preston, any chance of some more local stealth camps? Possibly. If you've got any suggestions, bro, then put them in the comments and I'll see what I can do. John the Bastard. What a name. That is the best YouTube name so far. John the Bastard. Sausage rolls, short crust or flaky? I'm going to say flaky. Shane Jones, 34. What have you got in the books for the next long distance camping trip? I ain't actually got any specific camps planned. I'm sort of piecing stuff together. I've got some time booked off. I think it's early March where I want to go to Scotland. Andy99 UK, what's your day job? Said it before, I'm a delivery driver for a supermarket. Chad Outdoors, what's your number one top wild camping tip? I'd say only camp in places that are suitable for the gear that you have and the experience that you have. Not necessarily experience and the knowledge you have. Because if you're going out in winter with kit that isn't suitable and you don't have much experience or knowledge, then it can just get pretty dangerous, and safety first in it. You can't really mess about with this sometimes. Out in the Hills SOA, what made you start doing YouTube, bro? I've sort of answered that already. I always wanted to do a bit of filming in that YouTube. I thought about doing it on cars, but it's just too hard to make content because I have got like a modified Mazda that I do work on. And then I just thought it's going to be too hard to do consistent videos on that and probably quite costly. And then I just started going camping and I thought, right, I'll film my first camp, see how I get on. So I'm quite new to this, do you know what I mean? I'm still finding my way with camping, still finding my way with filming. And at the moment, I'm enjoying it. And as long as I continue to enjoy it, I'll keep doing it. Pierre Detrex, you did a camp at Chamber. Any plans for roundabout camps? Ainley Top looks a Bobby Dazzler. Ainley Top, is that Huddersfield way? I might have to check it out, I'll see. I don't know, I'm not really into doing roundabout camps. I've done one, but if people want to see it, I don't mind doing it. I'll do it, I'm not bothered. But yeah, I'll have a look. Edward M722. I've been thinking about buying the HILLEBERG SOULO for a while. I do many hiking trips, worth it. Absolutely. And if you're not bothered about spending that little bit of extra money and carrying that little bit of extra weight, I'd go for the black label. Just for peace of mind really, so that you know you've probably got one of, if not the strongest solo tent in my opinion. As long as you pitch it right, it's all about the pitch. And you know what? I think I'm going to wrap it up there because I've answered a lot of questions and it's probably going to go on for... I've been filming for over an hour, so obviously by the time I've edited it down, it might be a lot shorter because I'm probably going to edit a few of these questions out because there's a few where I've repeated myself. Right, so I think I'm going to get my bedding out, set it all up, get nice and warm because I am starting to feel it a little bit. I need to blow this mat up again. I hope it's not leaking. So I'm going to be well warm with this setup. So I've got the Snug Pack Sleeper Extreme. Weighs over 2 kg, but it's really warm. It's a synthetic bag. Then I've got the DD Hammocks under blanket on top of the Trekology UL80, which is on top of a foil mat. And then I've just got a pillow from home. And that's my bed for the night. Plenty of room, can fully stretch out. I reckon I'll be pretty warm. And it has been snowing. The ground's covered. Love it. Right, that's me all set up, ready for bed now. In the Snug Pack, feeling nice and snug. So I just want to say thank you for your questions. I really appreciate that. I've had quite a lot of questions and I am sorry if I've not answered yours. I'll probably do another one of these again at some point. And maybe if I do a live stream, I'll answer some questions there as well. So on that note, I'm going to call it a night and I'll speak to you in the morning. Peace out, in a bit. Well, morning guys. Great sleep, to be honest. Proper chilling sleep, such a calm night. I did hear it snowing a little bit on the roof, but nothing too bad. I've been outside for a leak this morning and the road is actually covered, but same again, it's not too bad. So the plans for this morning then, I'm gonna make a brew, get some breakfast on. I've just got some porridge, and then I'm gonna drive over to the Penny Pass car park. It's about 15 minutes up the road, if that. So if you want to see what I get up to over the next couple of days, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.